Hey y'all, welcome back with another F1 video, man. Sorry I'm recording this late. It's actually 8:45 p.m. I'm recording this actually pretty late, so it should be out no later than like 10 p.m. So next hour or so, next hour 15 should be out. Hope you guys are doing good, amazing, absolutely stupendous and wonderful. I actually just woke up from a nap about like 40 minutes ago, so bear with me. I still got some like tears and some rustiness in my eyes. So if I look a bit rusty, my voice has a bit rusty, just let me know. But like I said, hope you guys are doing good, amazing. We're almost to race week. You know what I mean? Race week is coming up this Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The start of the Formula F1 season at Bahrain. Can't wait, man. Like I said, I'm very, very looking forward to it. The plan is to still go along with the watch along for that day. If everything goes smooth, I don't have any commitments that, morning, we should be good to go. But I probably won't find out until Thursday, so I'll probably let you guys know that Friday. But yeah, anyway, let's go and check out Sergio Perez, man. You guys know Sergio Perez, guy went from last to first, and won it. And it's absolutely stupendous, absolutely wonderful. If you guys have not checked out that video that we did, go ahead and check that video out. It should be on the channel, or if not, I'll just link it in the description below. Also, Max Verstappen's teammate. So we will see how Red Bull does this year. I think a lot of us are expecting Max Verstappen to again be a top tier player. But how will Sergio Perez complement that? We will see. But anyway, let's go and see what happened and see how he saved his F1 career.
September 10th, 2020. It was announced that Sebastian Vettel would be replacing Sergio Perez for the 2021 season. And while this was arguably one of the worst kept secrets regarding driver transfers, fans couldn't help but feel sympathy for Checo, who saved the team from completely shutting down back in 2018. Regardless, he took the decision on the chin and displayed great appreciation for the Silverstone-based team. In his own words, "I will always be grateful for the opportunity given to me by Vijay Mallya, who believed in me in 2014 and allowed me to continue my F1 career with Force India. To the current administration led by Lawrence Stroll, I wish nothing but the best for the future, especially with the Aston."
So I think you guys did mention this, but I think, like I said, they mentioned that Lawrence Stroll, Lawrence Stroll is, I guess, the top dog for Aston Martin. So like it's seen with Haas regarding Mazepin. Obviously, Mazepin isn't racing with them no more. And now we see it here. If your dad got money, expect your son to be the main driver. It's just how it is, and just
Martin project. Deep down inside, however, Checo was hurting, given that this was the first time since 2014 that he was in a car capable of scoring podium finishes. At this point, the only realistic options for the Mexican to stay in F1 were Haas and Alfa Romeo. But as both teams were not capable of finishing in the points, this route didn't look all that appealing. After all, he didn't necessarily have a plan B, but intended to continue in the sports if he could find a drive that motivated him. A driver of Checo's caliber most definitely deserved another shot at the front end of the grid. Therefore, the only other available seats that would have motivated him was Red Bull. Given how Alex Albon had struggled up to that point in the season, the Mexican sensed an opportunity. And as we know from his years with Force India, whenever Sergio Perez even got a sniff of a podium, he never failed to seize his opportunity. This killer instinct is what also enabled him to recognize the potential vacancy at Red Bull and showcase his driving prowess. Statistically, from the Tuscan Grand Prix where the announcement was made to the final race in Abu Dhabi, Sergio Perez elevated to a completely new level. Prior to Mugello, Checo had scored just 34 points in the Drivers' Championship. He then exploded in the next 9 races by scoring 91 points.
I know Perez was just solid. Start with 34, get to 91. Like I said, it's a kind of a bad. You guys would know about that whole situation between him and Seb. Obviously, Seb taking his spot, but that sucks, man. You guys know, man. That feeling sucks. That's probably the worst feeling for Sergio Perez.
In fact, had Checo's engine not given up in Bahrain, he would have been second only to Lewis Hamilton in the number of points scored in the last 9 races.
Oh, shoot.
Before Mugello, Sergio had an average finishing position of 7.3. Compare this to his finishing position of 4.1 after he was dropped, and you start to see how much he upped his game. In that streak lasting 9 races, Sergio took 73% of the total points he finished the 2020 season with. If we compare this to the best 9 race streaks throughout his career in a single season, you can see that this ranks third only behind 2015 and 2019. But if we were to include his deserved podium in Bahrain, his percentage would have increased to 85, the best 9 race streak in his entire career. But for me, this isn't even the most impressive statistic. If we compare Checo to the top 13 drivers in the championship before and after Mugello,
Hey, why'd you cross out
can
top
see that
3?
Hamilton, Albon, Leclerc, Ocon and Vettel all have a marginal percentage increase in points in those final 9 races compared to the
God dang, Lance, mine's negative 68%.
Pretty equal across the season,
Sorry, yes.
despite suffering 5 retirements. Lance Stroll had by far the worst decline out of anyone, with a 68% decrease in points in the last 9 races.
Yeah, shit.
However, the best 3 drivers in the midfield all drastically stepped it up compared to their competitors. Unsurprisingly, these happen to be the most experienced drivers in the midfield. Carlos Sainz managed a 56% increase, and Daniel Ricciardo managed a 90% increase. So, what about Checo?
Damn!
Yeah, a 168% increase. Now, this stat is not being used to compare how the drivers performed throughout the season. It's merely to show who had the biggest increase in performance on race day. It could also be interpreted as Checo not performing to his full potential in the first half of the season. But nevertheless, he came in clutch when it really mattered most. A seat was up for grabs, and he squeezed absolutely everything out of the RP20, weekend in and weekend out. We all know Sergio Perez is one of the best drivers on the grid on a Sunday. His stellar ability to manage the wear on his tyres has been evident throughout his career. We can look to the Turkish Grand Prix as a prime example of this, where he drove a monster stint on intermediates for 46 laps and equaling the highest finishing position in his career of 2nd place. This race also reminded us of the Mexican's superb adaptability in changeable conditions, as he was able to keep everything together when others around him were faltering. He also has a ton of mental strength developed during his early career when making his way through the ranks in the junior series with fewer resources than his...
I think I also did see, I ain't watched a video yet, but I also did see like a video talking about like how Sergio Perez is so smart regarding like his tire situation. And this video, kind of kind of touched on that. Like, to me, Sergio is just a very, very smart driver. And, to me, that's probably really important in F1, because you do need to understand how your car runs, when to do certain things at certain different times compared to other drivers. And him being able to adapt, manage through certain type of conditions or stuff like that. You can see, man, I like Sergio. And like I said, this is probably like my first time really, probably going in depth a bit more about Sergio Perez, stuff like that. But so far, so good, man. So far, so good.
His natural ability is also among the very best, as he has superb feel for the rear end of the car, which should bode well in the Red Bull next year. Which then leads us on to what he needs to do in order to succeed at Red Bull. And really, it depends on what success actually means in this case.
Oh, so this is a couple years old.
Is it snatching wins? Or is it simply being a worthy teammate to Max Verstappen?
Which he is to me.
Gasly's and Albon's stints in the Red Bull, they failed to remain within a close and consistent gap to the Dutchman to help him in his fight against the Mercedes. Not only will Checo's experience allow Verstappen to have a fighting chance, but it will also help the team in the Constructors' Championship. If they come out of preseason testing with a car capable of really taking it to the Mercedes, the deadly combo of Verstappen and Perez could very well cause an upset. Now, of course, this is Mercedes we're talking about, who stopped development on the W11 after the Belgian Grand Prix.
But I do obviously Verstappen won it last year, but I do remember that that Red Bull also, not Red Bull, I'm sorry, Mercedes actually won the Constructors' Championship, while Red Bull, aka Max Verstappen, won just the overall F1 championship.
Let's not get our hopes up too much. But there is still an opportunity for Red Bull to close the gap during the season, like they did in 2020. At the final race in Abu Dhabi, where they had the car to win, Verstappen's class shone through and he was able to deliver, taking pole, the victory, and almost the fastest lap before his former teammate snatched that away from him. This was also the race where Albon showed very strong pace and was able to keep tabs with the front runners better than he had done all season. This ensured that Mercedes couldn't try anything with strategy, as Albon could be used to cover. If Checo can provide this on a consistent basis, which is highly likely given his form, Mercedes will have a real problem if they are not as dominant as they were.
And which they have a problem now with them, so they have a problem now with them.
Become a liability for the Arrows on a Sunday if Red Bull are much closer.
Which is why George Russell took his
Checo being in his
spot.
prime, along with a wealth of experience, will push Max Verstappen to new heights in 2021, which will only benefit the Dutchman in the long run. The key area where Albon and Gasly lacked was on a Saturday, with Albon being outqualified 17-0 over the course of 2020.
Damn,
While
Albon!
Perez
What the
isn't
hell?
as quick as Verstappen and probably won't outqualify him much, he will be consistently within a respectable gap to his teammates, which will provide greater strategy variability for the races. However, it will be on the race days where Sergio will come into his own. Racing Point's technical director Andrew Kuhn summarized it the best. He's massively underrated. I think he's absolutely at the peak of his career now, and he's not fazed by anything. His mental capacity to drive the car and feedback on what the car is doing means for me, he is one of the best.
That's what's up.
And without getting too technical here, Green also describes Checo's remarkable slip control on throttle out of corners as, like he's got, built-in traction control. Going into next season, Sergio will have nothing to lose. A one-year contract will give him the opportunity to prove himself in a car that matches his abilities. Similarly, it will give Red Bull the opportunity to assess whether they want to continue with him into the new regulations.
Hold up. I'm not sure if I asked you guys this, I don't know ever, but how long are normally like contracts for F1 drivers? Like if your name is not Lewis Hamilton, but if I remember correctly, I do think Lewis Hamilton, I think he did just re-sign with Mercedes. But for like the drivers like, Hamilton and Verstappen, cause I know those guys probably get long-term contracts. Like, do the other, 18 drivers get like 1-2 year deals? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if I honestly asked you guys that.
Whether to bring back Alex Albon and allow Checo to move elsewhere. Only time will tell how the season plays out, but Red Bull certainly made the right decision to partner a prime Sergio Perez alongside their superstar in Max Verstappen.
It's been pretty good.
But for now, we F1 fans will keep speculating as to how this partnership will play out in 2021. So leave your thoughts on how you think Checo will perform against Max next year in the comment section below. Remember to drop this video a like for...
Like I said, I think we already have a pretty good understanding of what Chico did. Just look what he did last year and stuff like that. I'm expecting another good year from Red Bull, especially from Sergio Perez. Hopefully he can complement Verstappen. Because we do remember Abu Dhabi. I remember that race very clearly. And Sergio Perez was actually pretty solid. He actually held on for like first place for a minute until, the whole 1v1 duel between Verstappen and Hamilton came into fruition. But, I really, really enjoy it, man. Like I said, we haven't really dove too much into Sergio Perez. So let me know how you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like the video and sub as well. Coming up below, you guys thoughts and reactions. We will see you guys later.